Well, when it's 113 degrees like it is in Phoenix, what do, Ray?
Open the roof. Get some of that heat in there.
Me, personally, I would close it and turn the air conditioning on, but that's just me. I'm sure there's a very good reason, but it is very hot down in Arizona. But the roof is open. Ball could be flying. It is a hitter's park, Chase Field, so that is where the A's are at for what is a 2-game series, and then these two teams will come back here to Oakland and play Wednesday and Thursday. So really it's a 4-game set. We call them a 2-2.
Steve Vucinich is down there. He's the A's equipment manager, clubhouse manager. He actually said he was told the roof is open because it's cooler there without fans in the stands. Go figure. I can't understand that. I mean, I really can't understand that because the temperature is what it is. And you know, Bay Area is experiencing some hot weather. We know how hot it is here. But 111 currently in Chase Field in Phoenix.
But you know the rules, Ray. Voos is never wrong. So there is a good reason why the roof is open. We just don't know what it is. But this should be a good series. The Diamondbacks, after a slow start, are playing very well. And we know what the A's are doing with the best record in all of the major leagues at 16-6. So this is a dangerous Diamondbacks team. You have to pitch well because they can knock the ball around.
Yeah, they've got the home run power, plus they have the batting averages, something the A's have not had. But it is a short series there. Then the A's will be back at the Coliseum, but it is very strange to see, and very few cutouts, as you can tell at Chase Field, very few. So
what would really help, though, to start the game is if the Diamondbacks would take the field, because I don't think we can play like that.
With 4 umpires standing at home plate.
I think we're going to be able to get this thing going.
Yeah. What's wrong with Zach Gallen? He's the starting pitcher. They usually wait for him to go out. Maybe he's afraid. We'll see what happens. But he's pitched well for
Well, the A's obviously riding high over what happened over the weekend. 2 unbelievable come-from-behind wins and then a blowout win. So you really couldn't ask for a whole lot more in any 3-game series. And then you do it against your Cross-Bay rival, the Giants, and there's a little extra to it. So the A's hopped on the plane after the game last night and flew to Arizona. And many of the guys know all about Arizona, spring training down there, and a lot of the guys live down there. Yeah. So the Diamondbacks will indeed take the field, and that guarantees that we're going to have a ball game. All right, let's check out the Oakland A's starting lineup for tonight, and it is brought to you by, as always, Xfinity, and here it is. Marcus Simeon's at short. Tony Kemp is at second. Kemp's been a hot hitter. Matt Chapman's at third. Olsen at first. Mark Cannis in center. Robbie Grossman, .346 batting average in his last 8 games. He seems to be on base just about every time. And Stephen Piscotty, a big series against the Giants. Vimeo Machin gets another start. He's the DH, and Austin Allen will do the catching, and there's your Oakland A's starting lineup.
And it is Zach Gallen on the mound for the Diamondbacks. He has had 4 starts, no record, but he's pitched extremely well. Uses a lot of different style of types of pitches. He's got 4 pitches, but he doesn't walk anybody, which means he's around the plate, kind of a strikeout pitcher. But about 19 consecutive starts without allowing 3 or more runs. I mean, that's just a phenomenal run for him. So A's have their hands full because if he pitches as well as he has, it may take manufacturing some runs tonight to get on the board.
Here's the defense for the D-backs. David Peralta is in left field. Starling Marte is in center, and our old friend Cole Calhoun is in right field. Escobar, Ahmed, Marte, and Christian Walker on the infield, and Carson Kelly is your catcher. So that's what the defense looks like for the Diamondbacks.
Time now for the Nissan keys to the game. One thing, and kind of alluded to it briefly, was went without the long ball. The A's are 0-4 when they've not hit at least 1 home run. So they need to change that. Matt Olson yesterday did not hit a home run, but he had 3 singles, including a huge bunt on the left side. And how about controlling Cole Calhoun? He was very tough on the Athletics as a member of the Angels. Now signing with the Diamondbacks as a free agent from the area and playing well for Arizona. So the A's know that Cole Calhoun, who helped the A's pick up a game as he got a walk-off against the Houston Astros before the Astros came to the Coliseum. And there is Cole Calhoun, that familiar number 56. Gold Glove winner, very good outfielder, and doing a very good job. He's swinging the bat for his hometown Arizona Diamondbacks. You're right, Kai. You know, their practice facility off of the 101 talking stick, and I mean, couldn't be better for them. And talked to some of the broadcasters, Greg Schulte on the radio. He said, we should just play all of our games here. It's such a good facility.
Yeah, it is. It's as nice as any of them in the Valley of the Sun. So the first pitch of the game is well off the plate to Marcus Semien. So we're underway. First pitch at 6:44.
And you know, Cap, if they're going to open the roof here, what's the difference? Play over talking stick, you know,
right.
Which they could. And in fact, I think they were thinking about using that facility as maybe at one time they were going to play all the games in Arizona and Florida.
See the shift on. Semien's retired. All right, let's check out the umpires. Brian Knight, Mike Malinsky, Malachi Moore, and there is Malachi Moore, and he is making his major league debut. This is a big night for him. And Marvin Hudson is the crew chief. So I hope that there's no close place for Malachi Moore, because we don't want to have to jump all over him.
But we will if we have to.
Yeah, we'll have to. Here's Kemp. First pitch, a strike.
I think it would be interesting to see if this same crew hops on one of the planes, the Diamondbacks plane or the Athletics plane, and flies back after the game tomorrow and continues the series here. Something that we have seen. You say this is the third series?
Yeah, this is the same umpiring crew for the third series for the A's. They had them over the weekend, and they had them last week. And now the A's have them in Arizona. So we'll see what happens on Wednesday if they do come back with them. But that's just one of the things that's happening this year. You're going to see a lot of the same umpires because they're all regionalized, but it's 3 series in a row. So 2 away for Matt Chapman. Chapman at 247 with 6 home runs and 16 RBIs. He also has 6 doubles and 2 triples.
And he is not hitting as consistently as we know he can. And so you think about Chapman, Chris Davis, some guys in the lineup, catchers, both catchers, Allen and Murphy. I mean, there's some guys in there. Once they start clicking and everybody's clicking, it's going to be a lot of fun, even more fun for this lineup.
Chapman, a couple hits in that series over the weekend in San Francisco. Facing the right-hander, Zach Gallen. There's a strike. There's the defensive shift with 3 guys on the left side, and the outfield pushed toward right center, which you see that a lot with right-handed hitters. I was reading about shifts the other day, Ray, and they're up. The amount of shifts is significantly up this year all around Major League Baseball. And as we sit here and watch these games, we're not surprised, because a traditional defensive alignment is a minority now.
Yeah.
Big time.
And you know, I think it's a little surprising in this shortened season, because if you think about going on past history, and you're looking at hitters maybe a little bit behind the pitchers, how can you shift? You know, I mean, but they are, like you said, so just like every time somebody comes up, they know where to go. Well, Matt Chapman, you see the center fielder, Marte, the other Marte, Starling Marte, who's kind of right center. Bob Melvin lives in Arizona, has a home there. His wife Kelly, but you know, the thing that Chapman does so well, he goes to the opposite field so well with power.
That's Starling Marte, the center fielder, who is shifted over to right center. He's got his game face on. Three-two pitch, check swing. Throw to first, and they got Chapman. So Ketel Marte, the second baseman, but playing over on that left side, makes a nice play, and that'll do it for the A's. Okay, Starling, Christian Walker, Eduardo Escobar, Carson Kelly, Kevin Cron, and Nick Ahmed. That's the Diamondbacks starting lineup.
And as we've talked about Chris Bassett, like all the other starters, it will be Frankie Montas tomorrow night, and he was the one that kind of caused everybody to take their normal spot in the rotation. 5th start for the right-hander, 2-0, off to a very good start. A couple of home runs allowed. That was in his last start against the Angels, Trout and Rendon. Of course, they hit home runs against everybody. But seeing the Diamondbacks for the first time in his career, and as we mentioned, trying to pick up his first interleague win.
Matt Olson went into the dugout for something. Now he comes back out to his first base position, so he's ready. So Cole Calhoun steps in, leading things off for the Diamondbacks. So used to seeing Calhoun with the Angels. He had a lot of good years, but was a free agent. In fact, I remember the Angels had an option on him for about $14 million, and they declined it, and then he became a free agent, and he signed a 2-year contract for $16 million with the D-backs. Piscotty toward the line, grabs it. So Calhoun is retired, and that's out number 1.
Second baseman,
Defensively for the A's, Grossman, Canna, and Piscotty in the outfield. Chapman, Simeon, Kemp, and Olson on the infield. Austin Allen is your catcher. So Ramon Laureano should be back tomorrow, right, Ray?
That's right, 4-game. So he's been with the club working out. He just cannot participate. Has to get dressed after working out. So he will be in the lineup probably tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon. It's a day game tomorrow, isn't it?
It's a 3:10 first pitch. So yeah.
I wonder if the roof will be open tomorrow at 3:10.
Well, we'll call Voos and get the facts. Flip toward left. Grossman is under it. And that's out number 2.
Hey, Kev, you're talking about Cole Calhoun. How would you like to be a free agent? Say, you know what? I was born in Tempe, Arizona. I think I'll just go back and sign.
Yeah, that's a great call.
You know,
high school there.
Yeah.
Right. Arizona State.
So he gets to play there, and even better, this year he doesn't have to leave tickets for anybody because they can't have anybody in the stands.
Well, on top of that, he gets a 2-year deal.
That's true. Similar really to what Mike Fiers did for the Athletics, and also Jake Diekman. They were both kind of let go non-tender, came back with 2-year deals, which is good.
Here's Starling Marte, one of the new Diamondbacks, came over in a trade in the offseason. We saw Marte with the Pirates. In fact, if I remember correctly, the A's and the Pirates played last year in Pittsburgh, right? So we saw
Yes, they
Marte.
did.
I think he won a game for them against the Athletics.
Across the Roberto Clemente
Yes,
Bridge.
we did. Starling Marte.
And we couldn't see anything from the press box, but, you know, that's okay. We had monitors. We could see downtown Pittsburgh and the Allegheny River. But
Yeah, we were about as close to the field in Pittsburgh as we are to Chase Field right here at the Coliseum.
that's a perfect call. Wow, that's great.
It's 79 degrees here, so it's a warm night at the Coliseum. This would be one of those night games, Ray, which, well, it's not 79 very often for a night game.
Right.
It's usually, you know, high 50s, low 60s, which is perfect. Well, could you see the fans here tonight? Oh, shorts on, T-shirts.
Yeah,
really enjoying themselves.
And normally this time of the year they bundled up like it's
Yeah, a little
freezing
bit,
weather, but a little bit different.
2-2 to Starling Marte. Bassett looking for a 3-up, 3-down inning. It's probably not fair to our fans who desperately wish they could be at the ballpark for us to tell them how great it would be if they were here.
Well, we wish they were here too, because
Sure
it's really hard on the fans. You mentioned the concessionaires. A lot of people missing out on a very good season by their favorite team, favorite players.
3-2 pitch way off the plate, so it's a 2-out walk for Starling Marte. That's the first base runner in the game for either team.
left fielder, number 6, David.
Even with interleague play, still, the scouting reports are so important. And Adam Rowe does such a good job, great job, as a matter of fact, of putting together all the pitching statistics and stuff about all the hitters and pitchers. But I think the A's have had success in the past with interleague play simply because they have known how to pitch the hitters and fortunately been able to score enough runs to win ball games. I know that Starling Marte is the base stealing threat, so first move by Chris Bassett was to throw over, keep him close.
First pitch to Peralta, just a touch low. David Peralta off to a good start, 321 the average. Peralta, a very good hitter. He's been banged up the last couple years. Last year, or just last year, excuse me, he played in only 99 games, but healthy this year. Peralta got a contract extension this past offseason. He got a 3-year, $22 million deal. And he says, thank you very much. Slices that one foul. So the count 1-2. So probably not an easy night to pitch, Ray, with it that hot.
Yeah, with the roof open at that temperature, yeah.
And it's a ballpark where you really have to grind.
Yeah.
Well, some of our National League West insiders, Ray, that you and I go to for our information, they will tell you that Chase Field is every bit the hitter's park that Coors Field is. Maybe not as big, but the ball sails just as much in Arizona. High fastball, and that's a swing and a miss. Strikeouts are good there. So no score after one. Laid over top the dimensions of Chase Field. So the dimensions of the Coliseum, especially left center and right center, are actually significantly shorter than Chase Field. But the Coliseum is considered a much tougher place to hit than the ballpark down in Arizona. It's good stuff.
Yeah, the jagged edge here, that's exactly what you're talking about, left center, right center. You look at the dimensions and think, wow, that's very inviting, but it does not carry as well as the dimensions might look.
So again, the teal is the Coliseum dimensions laid over top the ballpark in Arizona. So that's interesting. So left center, fairly deep left center, fairly deep right center is significantly deeper in Arizona. But the ball just jumps out of there. So 1-2 the count to Olson. Zach Gallen, the 25-year-old right-hander. 6'2", 200 pounds.
Olson swung at a fastball up at his eyes. Strike two as Mark Canha waits. Behind Gallen to see what he throws. Right back to high fastball.
That is a good changeup, and he gets the strikeout. So out number one. Let's check out the home runs. The A's hit 9 home runs this weekend in San Francisco, which is a significant pitcher's park as well. But look at the distance. I mean, there was a lot going on there as far as distance goes. 3,673 feet. What was Pinder's? 454? Was that right, I believe? So Pinder's was the longest.
Look at the social distancing.
Piscotty was 454. That's right. His was a little bit longer than Pinder's.
Those home runs are just evenly spread out. It's pretty smooth.
Hey, A's are doing everything right now.
None of the water, so all those people out on the water didn't get the souvenir.
No, it was the right-handed hitters that did the damage for the A's over the weekend. So that's where they rank now. 118 runs scored, 35 home runs, and that's not just the American League. That's Major League Baseball where they rank. So that's out of 30 teams. So that's pretty darn good. Walks second, hit by pitches third. OPS, which is a good sign how well a team is doing offensively.
I like the runs and the walks.
Yeah.
I mean, just patience and crossing home plate, touching home plate. If you do that, you're going to win a lot of games, and the A's have done that quite a bit this year to get to their 16 victories.
Well, and team batting averages are kind of down all over Major League Baseball now, although they're starting to climb. And the A's, same thing. A's are up to 230, which may not sound great, but with the A's, because they hit the ball at the ballpark so much, almost can bypass looking at the team batting average.
Yeah, they were at 216 just recently. So they actually have picked it up a little bit.
3-2 now to Mark Kim. The A's have won 4 in a row, and they have won 13 out of 15. So they are on a tremendous stretch.
Darren Bush feeling a lot better with the way his club is hitting. He's hitting coach for a number of years now.
Yeah, he probably enjoyed the plane ride last night, thinking about what happened during the day. Peralta's there, and he grabs it.
Gallen's shown one thing just in the bat to Marquetta. Behind the count, 3-1 through a breaking ball, 3-2 through a breaking ball. So Gallen, who uses all of his pitches, and when you're 29% fastballs to lefties and 45% to righties, that means you have a lot of confidence in all your pitches to throw them anytime, which, again, something that Darren Bush very well aware of.
Gallen, I mean, it looks like he's the real deal. I mean, when your first 19 career starts, as you mentioned, Ray, you've allowed 3 runs or fewer. And that's a National League record. Major League record, Aaron Seeley, 21 consecutive starts. 3 runs or fewer to open up your career. Calhoun's under it, and it'll come down at some point, and it does. So 6 up, 6 down for Zach Gallen. Bottom of the second coming up. On A's Cast Live with Bob Melvin, General Manager David Forst, and even Ray Fosse. Check that out. A's Cast Live airs prior to weeknight games and is always available in one click at athletics.com/A'sCast. There's a beautiful look at the Valley of the Sun.
Boy, it's sunny.
It's sunny. It's hot. No score, bottom of the second inning.
By the way, if you noticed my hair, the length of my hair in that picture, that's the way it was during the 4-month hiatus.
Was it really?
Yeah, because I didn't get a haircut for about 4 months.
You were going with a new look?
Well, I didn't want to, but I had to.
I know. I had a goatee for a while.
I saw that. It looked pretty
good. It wasn't bad, but, you know, then it gets gray and it makes you look like you're really old. My daughter wasn't super crazy about it. When your 12-year-old daughter starts looking at you, you know, that what is that look, which happens 7 to 8 times a day.
So what does that say about me? When you look at me, what does that mean?
Well, that mustache is legendary. I was just trying something new, and
a lot of people did during that period of time.
Say, what did I have to lose, right? 3-0 to Christian Walker.
That's it, end of the stretch, and work the first strike, see if he can continue the strikes to Walker. Yeah, he was demonstrating his delivery in the dugout with his catcher and pitching coach and anybody who would listen. Did well the first inning with the exception of walk.
Hit hard left center field, and that's a base hit. Canna's got to hustle over to get it. Walker will stop at first. And that'll bring up Eduardo Escobar, who had a huge hit yesterday. Escobar. That's a 3-run homer against Emilio Pagan. And it gave the Diamondbacks a late lead. And the Diamondbacks swept a pretty good Padres team. They won yesterday 5-4. They won 5-1, 7-6, and 5-4. And Escobar, he was the hero yesterday. But it's been a slow start for Escobar. But if he heats up, the Diamondbacks could be dangerous. Escobar last year had a sensational season. Folks in the American League, we may not realize this, but he hit 35 home runs and had 118 RBIs, and he may get an RBI here as Grossman cannot pick it up until he goes to the wall. Walker's going to get to third. He'll stop there. So Grossman went over there, just could not get it, lost his glove.
He was trying just to knock it down. He was not going to get to the ball and get in front of it as this ball tailing away from Escobar. He went with it perfectly, and ball slicing away from Robbie Grossman. So he just kind of went after it there, and when he did, lost his glove and able to retrieve the baseball to get it back in quickly enough.
So Escobar, so Ray, last year 29 doubles, 10 triples, 35 homers, and 118 RBIs.
Very good season, yeah.
So he's starting to heat up. He's got a double. Here's Carson Kelly. Carson Kelly is the catcher. Second full year in the big leagues for Kelly.
And the one thing that helped Escobar hit the double was the pitch was elevated. Fastball up and away, and he just went with it, didn't try to pull it. Good hitters are able to do that, which means that for Chris Bassett, he needs to keep the ball down, as all pitchers do. Yesterday, Mike Fiers over in San Francisco did exactly that, helped him go 6 solid innings.
One and one the count to Kelly. There's your almost straight up defense. Right field, but foul. So 1-2. Carson Kelly is one of the 3 players that the Diamondbacks got from the Cardinals for Paul Goldschmidt. So they wanted a young catcher, and they got one. Loose is open. It'll be interesting to see how the A's players feel about the roof being open and how the ball carries when it's open. Good pitch as Kelly waved at that slow breaking ball.
Well, you can see the infield was back, and all he needed to do is make contact. They're going to get a run, but slow, tantalizing curveball throw. Chris Bassett, a very good one. See it coming out of his hand. Great shot there. Rotation and then bound straight. It's amazing what gravity does. It comes straight, looks great, and all of a sudden, bottom drops out of it.
Look at this big fella, Kevin Crone.
Just like his brother. Infield back again. He is huge.
Oh my goodness. This is the brother of C.J. Kevin Crone is 6'5", 255 pounds.
And your child.
And he's the younger brother of C.J. Crone. Yeah, he's pretty big.
Well, he's 0 for 4, and Chris Bassett would love to see him 0 for 5.
He's the DH in this game. Good pitch there, right on the corner. And Bassett's able to jump ahead, and now you start thinking strikeout.
Yeah.
Crone last year in AAA hit 39 home runs. Diamondbacks AAA team is in Reno.
That was my A ball.
Absolutely.
Yeah. AAA now. New stadium. where I met my bride Carol in Reno. She's going to school at University of Nevada, Reno. I was playing for the Silver Sox.
The Reno Silver Sox.
I hit one home run there, Kai.
Did you really?
Yeah. Your brother played there too, didn't he?
He did, yeah. 1972.
And Rick Manning played shortstop there until he hurt all the fans over the first base dugout, and they moved him to center field.
What's funny, the year my brother played there, 72, they weren't a great team, but they had a lot of big leaguers. They had Eck, Rick Manning, Larry Anderson, Jeff Newman, brother Dwayne. They all behaved themselves in Reno.
Yeah. Since it was called the biggest little city in the world, those downtown casinos had no doors on them, just white lines saying if you're not 21, don't cross them.
They crossed them. 0-2 pitch, and just got a piece of it. Bassett wanted to strike out.
Off the glove of Allen, and all that talking, I don't know what the confusion was, because they had a couple of pitches, and then for the third pitch, they had to take a mound visit. Scott Emerson, who is a Phoenix resident.
Yes, he is. That's Torey Lovello, who is the manager of the Diamondbacks.
A lot of A's ties with the Diamondbacks, including Torey Lovello, Dave McKay coaching first base.
And a big curveball, and that one is waved on by Crone. So 2 huge strikeouts. You can do a lot when you get ahead in the count.
Well, you can, and plus these hitters are seeing Chris Bassett. He has never faced them before, so again, look at all the video you want, and you're seeing the slow delivery. And you mentioned about Marte, the way that 3-0 on him, ended up getting the base hit. Actually, Walker it was. You see the usage for Chris Bassett, the slider, 24%, and that's what he got. 2 strikeouts, Kelly and Crone. This is the biggest hitter, because I always felt that the 2 guys who all they had to do is make contact, get runners in. This is a no, for Ahmed, it's just, well, I'm not supposed to do anything because there are 2 outs. You really have to bear down as a pitcher to get the 3rd and final out. I mean, this would be a great job for Chris Bassett if he could do it. It's blocked by Austin Allen and his hard breaking ball. Good job, and that's the block. See, just put the glove down between his legs and tried to block it.
So 1-0. Bassett facing Nick Ahmed, the shortstop for the D-backs. Pitch number 30 coming up for Bassett. Second and third, nobody out, trying to get out of it. So now it's 2-0. Calhoun would be next. Walker's at third. Escobar at second.
Set, slow down, you're going too fast with the signs. Definitely don't want to cross up with a runner at third base, so be on the same page. I think he agreed on a fastball in.
Right there for a strike, bottom of the strike zone. Nick Ahmed, when he first came up, more for his defense at shortstop. The last couple of years, he has become a much better offensive player, and now a pretty good all-around player for the Diamondbacks.
It's only the second game that Allen and Bassett have worked together. I see he's pulling the Zach Greinke. Second sign, runner at second. See what it is. The second sign is fastball away. That last one was an emphatic fastball in.
So now it's 3-1 to Ahmed.
But that's what makes it confusing well, very hard for a pitcher to not be on the same page. Frustrating for a catcher, frustrating for a pitcher. And everything seemed to be working so well with Kelly and Crone hitting.
So you got to be careful here. 3-1. And strike. Now, is this something, Ray, whatever's going on between pitcher catcher, is this something that can be fixed in between innings?
Yeah. Well, and it's basically Chris Bassett wants to throw a certain pitch, and that's the confusion because they have scouting reports as to what is to be thrown, and Austin Allen has the cheat sheet on his left wrist like all catchers do now.
And that's a fastball outside.
But you know, they're not on the same page, and you know they do have the scouting the sessions before the game. Bob Melvin will be with the pitchers along with.
So if they have the scouting reports that they obviously go through meetings before each series, so I mean they're pretty detailed.
Oh yes.
And I would guess that the scouting reports and whatever are on the wrist are pretty much the same stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And like
so that's why it's a little surprising to maybe see a little confusion.
And they've still got it.
So here's Calhoun. Hit a ball to right field, his first at bat. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Calhoun goes after the first pitch. A nice bouncer right to Olsen, who will take it himself. So Bassett leaves him loaded. Does a nice job to keep the D-backs off the board.
Scotty yesterday, of course, a great series in San Francisco. A fastball from Derek Rodriguez right down the middle, 454 feet. A monster shot, a 3-run home run. Of course, he had the 2 slams already. Big smile again on Stephen Piscotty. A lot of home runs hit yesterday. A lot of runs scored over the weekend, as we detailed. And just a very, very good weekend of baseball against the Giants.
First pitch to Piscotty, a little bit high. 9 RBIs over the weekend for Piscotty. He did it with 4 hits. So he now has 4 home runs and 17 RBIs. So he is leading the Athletics in RBIs. He's got 1 more than Chapman and Olsen, and he's got 2 more than Cannon.
Well, it's amazing what health will do for you. Remember, spring training, he wasn't even going to be on the opening day roster. Was he going to be on the IL? Had some time off, got healthy, and
he was frustrated too with that and the fact that he missed a lot of time last year. Good changeup.
Time now for the Roman Health split screen. Stephen Piscotty. There's one on the left. That's Friday and yesterday. So you have the slider on the left, the fastball yesterday. So out in front, just a little bit on Friday with the slider. Perfect swing, needless to say, on both of them. Both of them leaving the yard. San Francisco.
Stays 2-2. Piscotty played in just 93 games last year. And remember when he slid in Anaheim and hurt his leg, and we all thought, oh, he was done for the year. I mean, it was a fairly serious leg injury, but not with the way it looked. It was not pretty. So full count to Piscotty. Cheen to follow, and then Allen.
It makes it 3-2 counts in the first 7 batters. Does not get a fastball. I'll take it.
And a good one. So second strikeout.
Well, we saw the confusion between the catcher and pitcher, Austin Allen and Chris Bassett, on the mound. They're discussing it in the dugout. Well, Melvin said, hey guys, we talked about all of this. There's the skipper to the right. Bob gets in after their conversation just to talk about a few things, but you know, it's so important. You never know. And you see that the catcher Kelly for the Diamondbacks using one sign, and you know, maybe the A's are using one sign, nobody on base. Have not seen that yet, and maybe we can show that. But when you go to a visiting park, you really are not sure what's going to be happening. In your home park, you kind of know.
Sure.
After the penalties that were laid down by the commissioner during the offseason, I don't know if anybody should be doing anything electronically anyway.
Well, listen, I mean, not to belabor the point, but when the A's went into Houston the last 2 or 3 years, I mean, you knew, you could tell by the pace of the game when the A's pitcher was on the mound that the A's were going through a lot more signs, and it took a lot longer. I mean, we noticed it.
Absolutely.
And the reason for that is that there was a lot of rumors that something was going on, and teams, when they went in there, they would change things up. But it was noticeable for us. I mean, just nobody on base, and you know, A's catchers were going through 3 or 4 signs. One and 2 to Machin.
Change up.
Pretty good pitch for Gallen right now. He's using it a lot. So 2 away as Gallen has retired the first 8 hitters. Jack Gallen originally drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals.
Austin Allen.
When the Cardinals traded for Ozuna from the Marlins, that was a big trade, and so he was part of that. He went to Miami. The Diamondbacks traded for him last year. Got him from the Marlins, and he's been really good. So traded twice.
Hey, if you pitch 19 consecutive games and allow 3 or fewer runs, how could you be traded twice? I mean, that's pretty impressive.
It's a good way to start your career.
Yeah.
Start your career by setting a national record. He broke the record of Steve Rogers. Remember Steve Rogers? He was good with the Expos.
That's right.
Good shot. Two and 1 to Austin Allen. Allen has 3 hits in 24 at bats. A couple of those hits have been big ones. There's the changeup. So if you see 85, 86, 87 miles an hour, that is the changeup.
Or if you see the pitcher take the card out of his back pocket, maybe he doesn't trust his catcher.
Allen cannot lay off. So a couple of strikeouts, 9 up, 9 down for Zach Gallen. Bottom of the 3rd coming up, no score. A's games includes Game Live. Plus get A's news, features, podcasts, and more. Beautiful look at the Arizona sunset down in Phoenix. No score, bottom of the 3rd inning between the A's and the Diamondbacks.
I remember when Zach Greinke signed with the Diamondbacks, his comment, yeah, I love the sunsets here. Yeah, well, how about a lot of money too, because they paid him a lot of money, and he's now with the Astros.
Well, the Diamondbacks, they traded Paul Goldschmidt before last year, which was a huge deal, sent him to the Cardinals. And for all those years, Goldschmidt was just kind of the linchpin of of the Diamondbacks offense. But they traded him, and then last year at the trade deadline, they traded Greinke to Houston. So a couple of really, really good players, but also a lot of money. And Goldschmidt was coming up on free agency. He ended up getting a big contract with Cardinals after being traded there. I guess my point is it didn't necessarily slow down the Diamondbacks because they had a pretty good year last year. Diamondbacks were 85-77 last year, and they finished 4 games back of the second wild card team, which was Milwaukee in the National League. But Ray, on September 7th of last year, they were a game and a half out of the wild card spot. So they were right in it going into the final month. They ended up with 85 wins, which is pretty good.
But that's a relatively new stadium, yet they're talking about they want a new stadium. They wanted a new stadium. There was some threats about what might happen if they don't get it. I guess the infrastructure was not exactly what the ownership wanted. Downtown Phoenix.
So it depends on how much leverage you got.
Yeah.
So 2-1 the count to Starling Marte. And now 3-1.
You see what Chris Bassett did there? It's a very simple thing that you see pitchers do occasionally. They will shake yes and then no. And then yes, that means it's a fastball. Don't like the location, so it's changed. So pretty good indication, and that was a fastball that he did it. And then after overthrowing the fastball, goes to the stretch.
So they like the pitch selection. They don't like the location.
So, but and usually it's a fastball because you don't really give a location on anything but the fastball. Inside, outside fastball. So let's say he gives a fastball sign inside, he shakes, and then you give the location. He said no, and then yes. And that unfortunately is one thing that really determines in more cases than not that it's going to be a fastball.
Chapman charges, but he'll pick it up in foul territory. So the count remains 3-2.
Something that is not done, and I can't think of anybody that we have seen that uses the add and subtract. If there's confusion, you know, add by wiping your chest, subtract by wiping your pant leg. From a pitcher standpoint, you can add and subtract, but you just don't see it. Now, Dave Stewart did it. Dave Stewart was quite successful. And, you know, basically if a pitcher, I've always thought if a pitcher is going to take the suggestion from the catcher and he doesn't like the suggestion, he's going to have his own idea, then let him go right to it instead of having to shake to it.
Another foul ball picked up by Chapman.
But with the defensive positioning, there's some talk that infielders can't see when a pitcher, in this case for Chris Bassett, he'd be wiping around the 40 on his uniform. That would be adding, and pant leg would be subtracting. So if he goes to, say, a 3 for a slider, and he wants to throw something that's a 1 or 4 or 5, add or subtract to get to it. And basically, all it does is just speed up everything, but you just don't see that much of it.
Well, after that explanation by you, I think I'd have a lot of cross-ups if I was a pitcher. You explained it well. I just would not be able to follow along.
Now, I would do it slowly to make sure that you could add and subtract.
I would need that. I would need for you to just slow down. Just slow down. Come sit by my locker and explain it to me.
I remember with Joe Askew when I was playing for Cleveland, and we used those, and Sam McDowell, he did about 3 adds and 3 or 4 subtracts, and Joe said, "Time out. It's too many. I can't add and subtract that much." Oh, man. And see the shaking. Shake, and then finally, I mean, there's just too much confusion between the two of them right now. And the pace of the game, and especially from the pitcher standpoint, is lost in all of it.
Kemp charges, throws to get Marte, who's very fast. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Interesting note. Highest fastball strike percentage this season. Bassett is 5th.
The A's have seen Bundy, who did well.
Yeah.
Gossman, they saw yesterday. Zach Wheeler, big feature on him, leaving the Mets to go to the Phillies.
Well, you think about high velocity there as well.
Exactly.
Dylan Bundy, not real high velocity. Gossman does. Zach Wheeler does. Bassett certainly does.
Both pitchers tonight with excellent changeups, and that was a good one thrown by Chris Bassett.
1-1 to David Peralta, who struck out to end the 1st.
That is a changeup, and really it's not so much the fact that, I mean, it's a really bad location, but change of speeds was very good.
Right field, this could be trouble, and it is gone. Peralta with his 2nd home run of the year, and the Diamondbacks take a 1-0 lead. I went down and got that one a little bit.
Yeah, and you could tell just the swing what the result was going to be.
Yeah, there's no marine layer in Arizona.
Got to go inside the fastball, and just a little cut fastball, a little cut on it, and right into the wheelhouse of Peralta. And he didn't miss it for sure. Lefties like the low fastballs, low anything, and that was just enough of a cutter that brought it into his wheelhouse. And fortunately, it was a solo shot.
Here's Christian Walker. Even playing this ballpark, though, the Diamondbacks have not hit a lot of home runs this year. That's just the 19th home run that they have hit. That's the 3rd fewest in the National League. The A's, by comparison, have hit 35. The A's have hit almost twice as many home runs. Juggled a little bit by Simeon, but he's got time. Throws out Christian Walker. Home run for David Peralta. 3 innings in the books. 1-0 Arizona.
Fresco, your #1 choice for tool and equipment rental with 19 stores to serve you in Northern California.
So 1-0 Diamondbacks on the Peralta home run. It's the top of the 4th inning. A's have not had any hits yet. It's the top of the order now. So Zach Gallen, our first look at him. And he's retired the first 9 with 3 strikeouts.
And the first time through the order, the A's hitters realizing that Gallen not afraid to use all of his pitches at any time, just like that curveball.
So the changeup's been good. Right there you see a sharp breaking curveball.
It's almost like if he falls behind, don't expect anything straight. Maybe a straight change, but it's not going to be a fastball.
So there's, he backed it up with another breaking ball. So 1-2. Simeon grounded out in the first inning.
Slider.
So 2-2. Kemp to follow, and then Chapman for the A's here in the 4th inning.
Well, does he change up and go to fastballs? He is. No, shook off a fastball. He's going to throw a changeup. That's it.
So Marcus Simeon with a good at bat lays off, and the A's have their first base run.
A's fans can win an autographed jersey signed by a current A's player or coach through the Jerseys Off Their Back sweepstakes. Sweepstakes tickets are 1 for $5 or 5 for $20. All proceeds benefiting the Oakland A's Community Fund. Tickets are available at athletics.com/jersey until September the 27th, which happens to be the final day of the regular season. Good take by Marcus Semien. So second time through the batting order. He does not change. Well, as a matter of fact, his catcher called the fastball, but Gallen wanted to throw another changeup. The thing that Gallen does not do is walk a lot of batters. That was at first. He's now look at the walks as we showed earlier, how they rank with the number of walks, and they're usually very patient.
Hit towards center. Starling Marte hustles over there and makes the kill. Yeah, the A's second most walks
Third baseman, Matt
in the
Chapman.
American League and the most strikeouts. So that's interesting. Hasn't slowed him down.
Well, Chris Bassett's job now is to stay close, and we talk about that when the opposition scores. And I think Chris, after watching the weekend of offense, knows that his club is capable of scoring some runs. But you just don't want the opposing team to increase their lead right now 1-0 with a solo home run. Just take the chance of either getting to Gallen in the bullpen with the Diamondbacks.
Pitch number 50 coming up from Gallen. The Astros leading the Colorado Rockies 2-1, top of the 6th inning in Houston. All the AL West teams are playing the 2-2 series this week. A little shift for Chapman. Astros just swept the Mariners. They've won 4 in a row, so they're starting to play better. So we keep an eye on that score. 2-1 in the 6th in Houston. Close pitch, and it's 2-0. Giants and the Angels are tied 2-2 in the 4th inning. That's down in Anaheim. Padres leading the Rangers 7-2. Bottom of the 6th inning in Texas. Rangers playing better. They've won 7 out of 9, but losing 7-2 tonight. Walker's got it. He's going to fire to second to get the out there. Back to first, but not in time. So Gallen got over there to recover. That ball hit right off the end of the bat by Chapman.
So a changeup 2-0, and Matt Chapman, a good job taking the fastball and the slider away, but went after the changeup. And fortunately, with good speed, able to beat the return throw with Gallen covering.
So with 2 outs, here's Olsen.
You know, anytime you can avoid a double play with this guy coming up with one swing of the bat could change the complexion of the game, the score. That's what you try to do. And Matt Chapman has good enough speed, even though with the full swing off the end of the bat, a little slow out of the batter's box, still able to get there safely.
Matt Olson with 5 hits in the series over the weekend with a couple of home runs. And 3 of his non-home runs came yesterday on 3 singles. So that's Ahmed, the shortstop, with the shift on. Olson's out, and so are the A's in the top of the 4th. 1-0 Arizona. So it's the bottom of the 4th inning from Phoenix. It looks hot. Bassett back to work, facing Escobar, Kelly, and Chrome. Big curve, drops low.
At least on that first pitch, A's are using one sign. Multiple signs with the runner at second base, and that was the difficulty when Bassett put a couple guys on in the second inning. Struck out a couple, walked the batter, then got Calhoun to ground out, so that was huge. Solo home run they gave up was just that.
Kemp with a nice play, sliding to his left and throws out Escobar. Ball was hit sharply.
Catcher, Carson Kelly.
And here's Carson Kelly. Kelly struck out in the second inning. Mariners and the Dodgers are playing tonight. Dodger Stadium. Interesting side story there. Kyle Seager and Corey Seager playing against each other. The two brothers. It's the first time that they played against each other.
I was going to say both are healthy finally to be able to do that.
Yeah, a couple years ago, I guess they played. Corey was a big hurt, but it's the first time they're playing against each other, and both have hit homers in that game. And the Mariners leading 7-6 in the third, so it's a wild one at Dodger Stadium. Both the Seager brothers have homered, so their parents are watching somewhere and they're feeling pretty good.
That is pretty special.
Yeah. Kyle is the oldest, 6 years old.
I still like the one that Griffey, Ken Griffey and Jr. played together with the Mariners, and Pops hit a home run. And right behind him, his son did.
Back to back.
Father-son home run. I mean, that was both opposite field, I think, at Angel Stadium.
Yeah, that's pretty special.
Wow.
So how many at the Crone breakfast table with CJ and Kevin as kid? How many scrambled eggs do you think were made? Dozen? 2 dozen? And that hit him. Got him in the right forearm, it looked like.
Yeah, I was thinking about how many chickens they may devour.
Big boys.
I guess they thought maybe it hit the bat.
Well, it's interesting. We talked about C.J. Crone, Kevin Crone being brothers, but their father is a coach at the Diamondbacks alternate site.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
C.J. Crone just got hurt, did he not?
Yes, he did.
Knee.
Yeah.
And he was playing every day for the Tigers. But he's out for the year. Here's Ahmed, who walked for a long at bat in the second inning. Talk about the A's scoring a bunch of runs, and they certainly have. We witnessed it. Diamondbacks doing the same. Diamondbacks have scored 49 runs in their last 6 games. That's 8.2 runs per game. So their offense got off to a slow start, but it's starting to click down. That's why they're winning games. Bunted. Ahmed can run. Allen's got it. He fires to first, and they just got him. Nice play by the catcher, Austin Allen.
He's not happy about that either.
By security with a warning. Secure home Wi-Fi network. If it's connected, it's protected. Ray Fawcett, Glenn Kuiper at the Coliseum. calling it off the monitors as the A's are in Phoenix, 2-game series. Mid-afternoon game tomorrow. It'll be a 3:10 first pitch. Come back home. Certainly different doing games when there's no fans in the stands, but it is nice when the team comes home.
Yes, it is.
Where the game is going on right in front of them.
Exactly.
Pretty good pitch there by Gallen.
Yeah, we don't have that big monitor in front of us where we can actually watch the game.
I know. They're sitting in the living room. Canna hit a fly ball to left field in the second inning.
Curve ball in the dirt is what he wants. The catcher a couple of times has given the sign and pointed down, indicating he wants his pitcher to bury the breaking ball in the dirt. One thing that Kelly does do, the catcher, he gets down on one knee the majority of the time, but with 2 strikes on a hitter, and he is up so he can move in the event one of those breaking balls does bite.
And there is that breaking ball, and Canna went after it, and that's 4 strikeouts. Just doesn't really
Left fielder Robbie Grossman.
have much of a pattern, Gallen.
No.
He's not afraid to throw anything anytime. I'm sure that's what's making him so successful, not just tonight, but in his career.
Well, I think one of the things that's impressive about him, of course, the ability to throw any pitch at any time, but he's not overpowering. He just doesn't try to blow you away. He goes for the corners, and to me, that's a great way to pitch because if you can throw 4 quality pitches any time, elevate the fastball there.
Yeah, if you just really watch close where his pitches are, very few in the middle of the plate, and hits all the spots. And you have to do that against this A's team, especially in that ballpark. To pitch up the middle. And then the shortstop fires to first. Grossman's out, 2 outs. A's do not have a hit yet.
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. That seeing Gallen for the first time, but he has been very impressive.
So they say it's bad luck to bring it up, but he does have a no-hitter going. I never believed in that.
What did Jack Webb say? Just the facts, man. Just the facts. You know, I mean, you're just reporting the facts.
Here's Piscotty, who struck out in the 3rd. Lays off, and now it's 2-0. Last time the A's were in Phoenix was 2015. 3-game series. So a 2-0 fastball elevated. Piscotty tried to hold up, couldn't do it. No tricks either with the windup, Ray. Pretty simple. Just
yeah, he kind of looks down before he gets the sign, focuses. This is what I can't understand. I mean, you've got to know what you want to do, and it's. My question is, if the pitcher has the cheat sheet, the catcher has, and they're not on the same page, somebody's going to have to give it up because Kelly has his, and Gallen just looked at his.
that curveball, and that's what catcher Kelly wanted. He wanted it down.
We talked a little bit about Joey Bart yesterday, the young phenom for the Giants. And one of the hardest things for any catcher, whether it's out of high school or college, is to learn how to call a game. That's the most difficult part. You can block balls, throw, hit, but calling a game and try to get on the same page with your pitcher, that's the difficult part. That's why catchers usually spend more time in the minor leagues just to familiarize themselves, because so many of the pitches are called whether in high school or college. That's why we talked about Max Stassi, how his dad coached him in high school and said, you're going to call your own game. Goes back to change up as Gallup.
Piscotty hits one high and deep down the third base line, but it is foul. They have gone over the foul ball. Towering shot. Piscotty seems to think that it was foul.
Yeah, tonight, and again, we're seeing Gallup for the first time. Seems like his best pitch is his changeup. But if the catcher went to the fastball and he shook off and it was changeup, I think that's why Piscotty was on it. Because typically you want to go to your best pitch and have the catcher go to the best pitch, let him shake away from it. But in this case, he went fastball, shook off the fastball with the changeup. So if you're a hitter, you got to say, well, he's going to go to what he considers to be his best pitch tonight, and he has used that effectively, especially in strikeout counts.
Fastball that time, 94 miles an hour. So that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Zach Gallen. 1-0 Diamondbacks. Ticket to the game. Chris Bassitt 4 innings. Zach Gallen 5 innings. Both have been very good. He's still looking for the first hit. Pitches are pretty close. Of course, Gallen has thrown one more inning. So Bassitt's going to face the top of this order for Arizona. So a little challenge for Bassitt as he faces the lineup for the third time.
Well, people talk about going through the batting order the third time. More difficult for a pitcher, but when you have the assortment of pitches that Chris Bassitt does have, he does not have to stay in the same pattern. And again, that's the challenge for a catcher, to make sure that you remember how you've got the hitter out. It's a big out that he got with Calhoun his last at bat, bases loaded. And after he walked Ahmed to load the bases, Calhoun went after the first pitch fastball.
So now 3-0 to Cole Calhoun. Fair amount of hot hitters in the Diamondbacks lineup. Calhoun was one of them.
So does that mean be careful on 3-0?
Takes that one first strike. Calhoun has 10 RBIs in his last 6 games. Offense coming to life. So Calhoun just could not pull the trigger on that one. Marte and Marte to follow. Cattell first and then Starling. 2-pitch off the plate, but Calhoun protects.
Trying to start the fastball inside, run it back over the inside or middle of the plate. Did run off the plate.
So another 3-2 pitch, number 70 from Bassitt. Here it is, and it's a leadoff walk. So Calhoun with a good at bat. Frustrating for a pitcher.
Fortunately, that's what can happen in a close game. Try to make the perfect pitch because you are trailing or by a run. You want to keep it that way.
Here's Ketel Marte. We saw Ketel Marte come up as a rookie with the Seattle Mariners. He was part of that big trade with Gene Segura, Taiwan Walker, Mitch Haniger.
Yeah, Marte was good.
And when it's all said and done, Ketel Marte, I mean, Segura is good, but he has really bounced around. Ketel Marte may be the best player of the whole group.
Yeah.
He really has turned into a very fine player for the D-backs. Playing second base. When he came up, he played shortstop. He's also played a little bit of outfield for him. Haniger's been hurt. Taiwan Walker's been hurt. Segura's bounced around, although he's a good hitter.
Crawford has played very well for the Mariners at shortstop,
Yeah.
so they haven't lost that much defensively.
There's the hit leaders this year. That's not just National League, that's all of baseball. Kemp's got it, flips to second, on to first, and they got him. So the A's turn a double play on Ketel Marte, and that's not easy to do.
Well, the interesting thing is about the length. Look where the second baseman Kemp is playing, and the underhand flip. He had to get a lot on that, and he did get enough that Marcus Semien able to catch the ball and quickly throw to first base to get the speed of Marte. I think right there, Kemp smiled and said that was a long flip, but got the job done. See, a lot of guys will turn and throw so they get more on the throw, but flipping it like he did evidently was enough. Obviously was enough to be able to turn the double play.
Yeah, if you stop and turn your body, it's going to take a little longer, and you're probably not going to get Marte. Starling Marte has walked and grounded out. Run on 3 hits for Arizona. No runs, no hits for the Athletics. Right there, first strike. So Ray, they closed the roof. Did you know that?
Yes, maybe some weather coming in. From a lightning and wind, we're told.
Cool things off a little bit. Shallow left. Grossman hustling in. He's got it. So the double play helps Bassett. And we are on to the 6th. 1-0 Arizona.
103.7 FM HD2 are your radio home for all A's games in the Bay Area. 24-hour world business news coverage. Get all the A's action. Plus, tune in weekday mornings for Bloomberg Surveillance, the premier business news program covering global Wall Street.
So it's the top of the 6th inning, with Rafael Machin leading it off, DHing today. Rounded out his first at bat. Drives this one toward left center field, but Peralta on the move makes the catch. Machin hit that ball hard. One away here in the top of the 6th. He's trying to get something going. They've had 1 base runner. Marcus Semien walked in the 4th.
And that was a leadoff walk. The A's could do nothing with it.
Here's Austin Allen. Allen struck out in the third. 5 strikeouts for Gallen.
Did you detect a little bit of how would you describe Allen when Ahmed bunted and he threw him out? He was not happy.
I wonder what he's mad about.
I don't know. Maybe the fact that he bunted, but you know, like you said, he's got good speed.
He's bad. Calhoun hustles over, and Allen's going to have the first hit of the game for the A's. That could be the start of something big. So he's not mad anymore.
No.
So Gallen will go to the stretch.
Shortstop, Marcus.
But he made a very good play on the bunt, and fortunately it was not bunted far enough out that it was not playable, and really not a bad play. And the description that you had was the fact he has great speed and almost beat it out anyway, but Allen made an extremely good play.
So a 1-out single, and here's Marcus. Singing a ground out and a walk so far. So the full shift on. Hit the other way, and it's a quick 0-2.
Marcus was trying to go that direction, especially with the runner being held at first base. 3 to the left of second base. Man, there's a huge gap on the right side. And Marcus just stayed inside. Unfortunately, got it in the air and fouled it off. That's a lot of room on the right side. Gallen gets the throwovers from the bench to the catcher to him. He's going, what's going on? He kind of, I've not seen him make a quick, strong throw to first base yet. It's been kind of just a flip to first base.
Good take that time. Well, I don't think any of us are looking for Austin Allen to take off, but you never know. Never know. Watch out, Austin Allen's going to get mad again. Be careful.
Gallen might beat him to it, though. Is that what's going on?
So 1-2.
Maybe they're thinking hit and run, especially with the whole right side of the infield open. That, I mean, and there it is. I mean, that's what Marcus Semien is looking at.
It is strange.
It is very strange. Yes.
Slowly hit up the third base line. Escobar's throw is not in time. It'll be an infield hit for Marcus Semien.
So when Marcus hit that ball or swung at it, he's basically running out of the batter's box. Those are tough plays for infielders. But on a breaking ball, he swings and he's out of the box quickly. And Escobar made as good a play as he could. Walker did a good job coming off the bag, knowing he didn't have a chance. And if he'd stayed on the bag, the ball bounces, might have gotten past him. So the A's will take it.
2 on, 1 out for Kemp.
Tony Kemp needs to get one of those bloops. He hit the ball too hard in his last at bat. Boy, Allen, you know, you really have to enjoy a catcher drawing that much attention.
Sure. It's a big night for you guys. You got a smile on your face over there.
First time that Gallen has had to get multiple signs from his catcher. First time the A's have had a runner in score position.
Kemp ground out to first, fly ball to center field. Hit the ball to center field pretty hard, like Ray said. on the inside corner. Good tight ball game tonight. Close pitch at 94 miles an hour. .94 pitches, no, make it 98 pitches is the high amount this year for Zach Gallen. He did that in his second start. He's got a little room left. And there's that changeup. It's been a good pitch for him tonight. Has not had that one bad inning. Shoots the pitch count up. It's a little out of control. But in some trouble here.
One and two. Look back at Allen. Have an inside move. That's what it said on that cheat sheet.
And that went way inside. So 2-2 the count.
And that time, backhanded ball like an infielder would. Not if he could pull the ball in the right center. We've seen him do that, Kemp. Not hit it hard, or even hit it hard and let Semien score from first. Let it go towards the pool.
And he stayed with the changeup and gets a big strikeout at Kemp. Number 6.
And he does pull the string nicely. That is a very good changeup from the right-hander. Usually, see the changeup, the way it comes out of his hand. It's like a split change. Circle change.
So it's up to Matt Chapman. See if he can get the A's on the board. Chapman, a ground out and a fielder's choice. Base hit, A's will take it. Fastball inside. Chapman's numbers this year with runners in scoring position: 7 hits, 26 at bat, so that's a .269 average. A's as a team at .212. And it's 1-2. He doesn't give in, does he, Ray?
No, he does not, and we've not seen anything all night giving in. And going to check out on his cheat sheet to see what he's going to throw 1 and 2. And what Matt Chapman has done in this at bat is he only waits the on-deck circle, and that is he's opening up too much. If he just stays closed, and he can take a shot to right center field, and we've seen him do that often, whether into the seats or into the gap. They're opening up, but the pitch is away. He's not going to do much with it.
Stays away, and the pitch is away. 2-2.
That's a teaser right there. I think he teases more with his fastball and goes to his slider changeup combination. Those out pitches.
Nasty pitch there, and he gets a big strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts to get Gallen out of the inning. 1-0 Diamondbacks.
Gailers, with the exception of great pitching by Gallen, this is the difference of the game. Cut fastball. Hit by David Peralta into the right field empty seats, but that's the difference of the game. 1-0. A's finally got on the board with a couple of hits in the top of the inning. With the Diamondbacks just 3 hits, but they have the home run, the solo home run with 2 outs. Coming in the 3rd inning against Chris Bassett. 3 home runs that he's given up this year on the road.
And here is Peralta, followed by Walker and Escobar in the bottom of the 6th. But outside to Peralta. Astros still leading the Rockies 2-1 that game in the top of the 8th inning in Houston. Padres leading the Rangers 10-3. Top of the 8th. Angels leading the Giants 5-3 and 5. Peralta rips one toward right center, and that is going to be trouble. It's going to roll all the way to the 413 mark. It's picked up by Piscotty. Peralta will stop at second with the leadoff double. So Peralta with a double and a homer.
That elevated fastball after missing the first pass fastball outside, and there it is. 92 right in the middle. See the gap in right center, and he was thinking 3. Fortunate the ball came back hard. Even more fortunate for the A's as Peralta there thinking he wants to get to third base with nobody out. Instead he had to hold up as Piscotty got the ball back in quickly enough to hold him there.
So Bassett's got to get back to work as Walker steps in. Walker a single and a ground out. In the air toward Cannon right center. Peralta thinks about tagging and he's going to try. Cannon's throw is just a little bit late. So Peralta heads up base running, a productive out for Walker.
Bassett did a good job in the 2nd inning. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Now he's got third base 1 out. The thing different right now for him is the fact that it's the 6th inning versus the 2nd inning. So his stuff that he had after throwing 80 pitches a little bit different than now, but still has to bear down to get Escobar.
Petit's getting ready. Escobar, tough out, infield in. And you got a pitch to hit, foul it back.
Bassett tonight with 8 ground ball outs. Which infield playing in, trying to cut down the runner at the plate. Chapman, of course, playing a little deeper than everybody else, as he normally does with the infield in.
Escobar with a double, and then he had a hit taken away from him by Tony Kemp in the 4th. Kemp's got it. Runner coming home. The throw not in time. Everybody's safe. Run scores. So Peralta got a good jump. No hesitation, and Ray, that was the difference.
Yeah. Well, he was going on contact, and contact is basically as soon as the ball hits the ground, he takes off. And Tony Kemp, it would have taken a good throw, perfect throw, was not a good throw. And it's up the line to first base, and at that point could not get anybody. And that's a good heads up base running.
So fielder's choice. Escobar gets an RBI. And really, I mean, at a play like that, you watch it closely, right? It takes a really, really good throw.
Yeah.
Because it's a tag play.
It is a tag play, and it's hard for a catcher with the new rules that basically he can't do anything except wait for a good throw and then apply the tag. And a good base runner, and Escobar did exactly that. Or Peralta did when he was sliding. He went to the outside and he tagged the plate with his hand. So he was going to take a play that Austin Allen had to take on the corner and then apply the tag, hopefully. But I mean, it just did not start that.
So it's 2-0. The Diamondbacks lead. Yankees beat the Red Sox again. I think that's a 4-game sweep, isn't it?
It is a 4-game sweep.
6-3 was the final. Talk about two teams going in opposite direction. The Yankees have won 6 in a row. They're now 16-6. And the Boston Red Sox have lost 8 in a row, and they're 6-17. The Rays have been playing well as of late.
I think for the Yankees against the Red Sox going back to last year, it's either 20-1 or something like that.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it's.
And now Bassett, oh man, he had Escobar and he threw it away. Escobar's going to go all the way to third. Escobar was inching off, and he took off probably too early, but Bassett just threw it away.
Yeah.
So it ends up, it's a 2-base error, and it's costly.
Yeah, he actually took off, and they yelled, and they just made a bad throw. And because there's no fans in the stands, he was hearing everybody yell.
So Escobar ends up at third with 1 out, so it should have been an out. It ends up no out, so it's a stolen base and an E1. It is a stolen base because he was going. The infield has to come in again. Bassett can't let it get any worse. Big chopper, and that's going to work as it bounces into center field for a base hit. Escobar comes in to score, and now it's 3-0. That ground in front of home plate is hard.
Yeah.
And it certainly acted that way there as the ball hit it, bounced right into center field. So a couple of runs in, that's going to do it for Chris Bassett as Bassett goes 5 1/3. Tonight he leaves trailing 3-0. We got a pitching change in Arizona. Diamondbacks leading the A's 3-0. They've scored a couple times here in the bottom of the 6th. Chris Bassett 5 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, and he finishes with 87 pitches. So Yusmeiro Petit comes in to face Kevin Crone with a runner at first and 1 out.
I think it's not hot there.
He looks hot.
Ooh. It's like Arlington, Texas.
Yeah, we've been there. Crone, a strikeout and then hit by pitch facing Petit. 12th appearance for Petit. He did not pitch over the weekend in San Francisco, so he has not pitched since last Wednesday. That was the last time Petit did not pitch 3 consecutive games.
Yeah.
All games that the A's won. Of course, they won normal victories for the Athletics with 2 monster comebacks and then a blowout.
They're going to need one of those monster comebacks tonight. They're going to do anything in this game.
This is nothing, Ray. 3-0 is nothing.
Except the pitcher they're facing has not given up 3 runs
That's true.
in
That's a good
19
point. Yeah,
consecutive starts. Or more than 3 runs. So maybe tonight is the night. Make a mistake with one of his changeups to the storm or hang one of his sliders.
Ahmed is the on-deck hitter. Good breaking ball. Cronin strikes out.
That's why he was very happy his last at bat. Take the hit batter. He struck out against Chris Bassett. Struck out against Petit. And here's a good curve ball that did not get to. You'd have to say a lot of those 39 home runs he had last year on fastballs, because he did not handle the breaking ball tonight. Good slider from Bassett first at bat. Good curve ball from Petit in this one.
So 2 outs. Here's Nick Ahmed. Off the plate. That is the 9th place hitter in this Diamondbacks lineup. Hits it hard off Chapman right to Simeon. Ahmed is going to be aboard. Hard hit ball. So 2 on, 2 out. Smashed right at Chapman.
Top hand. Hit off his arm or something, because he's checking out to see where it does hit him. And then the heel
feel that. Yeah, that's going to hurt.
Heel of his glove. Hopefully got a lot of the glove.
So here's Calhoun. So it's a big point in the game. Calhoun skies one to center. It's hit pretty well, but Canna goes back. A lot of room out there. Still going back, and he makes the catch. Big outfield here at Chase Field. 2 runs for the Diamondbacks. They lead it 3-0.
The hashtag Butler chance at winning an authentic A's home run ball hit by an A's player. Contest starts August the 19th, which is this Wednesday. Let's go Oakland. See the A's back at the Coliseum after trip to Anaheim, San Francisco, and Arizona.
Strange trip.
Very strange.
It's really the only weird thing about this year was this road trip. Everything else is really normal. Oh, I dug up some goodies for you today, though, Ray, about the season so far.
Yeah, tell me about them.
And I know you like it when I dig up goodies.
Yeah.
Tidbits, I like to call them. I do this just for you. You could use some tidbits.
I could use some goodies right now.
I got some goodies for you.
I'm a little hungry, you know, so get some goodies, I'll take them.
So what are we? Somewhere between 20, 25 games in for most teams. Obviously,
Yeah.
Cardinals a bit different. The time of game. The average time of game this year for a 9-inning game, 3 hours and 6 minutes. That's the highest it's ever been. So we'll start out with that one.
3-batter minimum.
Yeah, 3 hours, 6 minutes, highest it's ever been, and those are just 9-inning games. Those are not including the 7-inning games for the doubleheaders, obviously.
That's a good tidbit.
This is the one that, this is the average time between balls in play, 3 minutes and 52 seconds. Can you believe that? TJ McFarland is up, the left-hander for these. Average time between balls put in play this year.
Wow.
Is that unbelievable?
It's hard to believe.
I mean, that strikeouts come into play there. You know, that's obviously a big part of it. Olsen strikes out there. I mean, that's unbelievable if you really think about it. It's an 18% increase since 2011 when it was 3 minutes and 16 seconds. That's between balls put in play. I mean, listen, you could do it. You could do it in this inning. From the first pitch that was thrown to Matt Olson, we haven't seen a ball put in play yet.
Right.
Sacrifice bunts. There's been 54 attempts all year, 32 successful. 7 teams have not attempted a sacrifice bunt this year, including the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's not a big surprise.
Yeah, that's kind of normal.
That's
Yeah.
that's gonna. I mean, the sack bunt's gonna almost go away. You may see it occasionally in an extra inning game. Crichton, he's up.
I don't know who he is and what he throws, but it's got to be better than Gallen. To get him out, get Gallen out, because A's have done nothing against Gallen.
He's been good. As advertised.
Solid base hit. Marcus Semien with an infield hit, and that is it.
So those are the tidbits I have for you, Ray.
Well, those are good ones.
Average time between balls in play, 3 minutes, 52 seconds. So if you had your stopwatch, that's the first ball put in play this half inning. So 2 away here in the top of the 7th, and now a word from McDonald's.
McDonald's everyday value. All the reason you need to, well, come in every day. Now buy 1 McDouble, McChicken, 4-piece chicken McNuggets, or small fries, and get another for just $1.
So Canna with the fly ball to left, and the hitter is Grossman. Up and away. So 94 pitches for Zach Gallen. Hit pretty well to right center field. Calhoun turns around, and that baby's gone. So Robbie Grossman goes toward the pool, and the A's are on the board.
Well, I thought he had one in his first at bat. This time, though, a little bit better. Obviously, getting out of the park. So A's finally do get on the board.
Really wasn't a bad pitch. Off speed, moving away from Grossman, but he went out there and covered it.
And that's why tonight, really because of the changeup from Gallen, the A's hitters have had to provide their own power in.
So if he hits a ball like that, Ray, a changeup, moving away, almost makes you think that he was looking changeup. Just went out there and got it.
To be able to cover the plate, like you said, exactly right.
Sometimes the hitter guesses right.
Well, in the case of Grossman, he's such a smart hitter.
49 runs in the 7th inning or later, second most in the majors. And that doesn't really surprise us. Ahmed throws it across, and that will do it. But the A's get a run. Robbie Grossman's 4th home run of the year. So as we reach the 7th inning stretch, Chase Field in Arizona, it's now 3-1.
By authority of the Oakland Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
So it's the bottom of the 7th inning with the Diamondbacks leading the A's 3-1.
Now, one thing, Cut, the A's have played such good defense, especially in the month of August. But that overthrow at first base, as TJ McFarland comes in, it's the 11th game, but the overthrow by Bassett put the run at third base, and that changes everything. So it's, you know, it could be possibly a 1-run difference. Was the good base running, not Peralta scoring on the ground ball, but you know, when Escobar left early and Bassett made the bad throw to first base, that put him at third base, where he's able to score with the infield coming in.
So McFarland facing the switch hitter Marte. Pop up on the infield. So that's out, number 1. McFarland pitched on Friday night and on Saturday. Yesterday off. Here's Starling Marte. He tries to bunt, so he's going to challenge Mr. Platinum over at third. I like the fact that he's not afraid to challenge him. It may not work for him. Kind of fun to watch. Hector Rondon, former Astro, warming up. Good pitch there, right on the inside corner. Marte, 31 years old, had some good years with the Pittsburgh Pirates. 23 home runs last year. Worked his whole career in Pittsburgh up until now. J.B. Wendelken now up throwing. Bullpen is right down the right field line at Chase Field. The Diamondbacks bullpen is down the left field line. And somehow,
Chip shot.
Marte singles to right field on a pitch that was almost in the dirt. McFarland's got the look like, how did that happen? Not sure it was even a full swing by Starling Marte.
Austin Alomar tried to block the ball. That's about as low.
What can you do, huh?
Nothing. Just tip your hat, put a little smirky smile on your face, and say, I'm going to double play and get out of the inning. You're all right, I have to stay right there.
So 7 hits now for Arizona.
Farland was with the Diamondbacks last year, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Yeah. That's right.
That's right. He's familiar with the mound that he's on right now.
Oh, yeah.
Probably not familiar with those chip shots to right field, but Marte did that to him when he was with Pittsburgh.
In the last 3 years, T.J. McFarland pitching for the Diamondbacks. So he knows the drill in Arizona. Before that, McFarland 4 years in Baltimore.
When you think about the former players, active players that live in Arizona, I would say probably more in the state than any other state in the union.
Yep, no question. I think probably more than, and I don't know this for a fact, but I think maybe more than Florida.
Yeah,
although there's a fair amount of guys that live in Florida, but I don't think there's, Arizona is it.
A lot of golfers live in Florida because there's no state income tax.
But you go to the grocery store in North Scottsdale, you may see a player or former player.
Yeah. I ran into Evan Gaddis.
Did you really?
At Safeway one day.
You asked him about the triple he hit here on a pitch over his head.
That's right.
I know you did.
I did.
I knew it.
Yeah.
And he remembered it too, I'm sure.
Yeah. Off Tyler Clippard, that's right. Right here. Nobody could believe it.
Hey, Gaddis, didn't he lead the league in triples that year?
Yes. That big league in triple without one stolen base. Yeah, I mean, you know, and it's kind of strange because you're walking around and you say, hey, I know you.
Yeah, and I mean, we're not joking around either. They're everywhere.
And I actually saw Bob Melvin before he joined the A's. He was at mailing a package at the UPS store. That's when he might have been managing the Diamondbacks then.
Runner goes, throw to second base, not in time. Marte steals it.
Yeah, there's the first call for Mr. Moore in his major league debut, umpiring tonight.
And I think he made the right
Yeah, he did. Went on first move. And Austin Allen, good throw. Simeon straddling the bag, doing what you're supposed to do at second base. But, you know, when you go first move, and it looked like Escobar was thinking about the same thing. That was last inning. Had him caught off, but if it had been McFarland and he did that, it might have been a different story. But it was Bassett, and everybody was yelling, maybe scared him because he made a bad throw to first. See, when a runner leaves like Escobar did last inning, you can step off and run right at him. You don't even have to throw, unless
Kemp throws out Peralta. That's right, Bob Melvin was the Diamondbacks manager. In fact, he was here from 2005 to 2009. There he is.
Yep.
Made it to the postseason one year. That was 2007. He's a good arguer. One of our favorites.
Yeah.
He was replaced by A.J. Hinch. But he liked it here.
Well, well, we'll continue.
So we got a pitching change. Peralta retired. Right-handed hitter Christian Walker. So Wendelken coming in.
Get in-game video highlights, live pitch by pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and much, much more. That is wild. What is that? Cap, you know what that is?
I don't. Not quite sure.
If it's a ride, you'd be on it.
Absolutely. Although that one looks like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I may pass on that one.
Yeah. Well, J.B. Wendelken in to try to get Walker to get out of this inning and keep it a 2-run game. J.B. his 8th appearance and so far pitching well for the Athletics.
Marte is the runner at third. So Walker, who's 1 for 3, steps up. Christian Walker. You know, we were talking about Bob Melvin being the manager. Al Padrique managed the Diamondbacks for a little bit in 2004 for 83 games. He took over for Bob Brenly.
Now, I was just going to mention Brenly. Didn't Bob Melvin coach for Brenly in the in the World Series
when they won the World Series
in 01? Yeah. You're talking about A.J. Hinch taking over for Bob Melvin. There is Al Padrique. Bob Melvin had been fired, but they didn't want to make the announcement until Monday. It was a weekend trip. I think it was to San Diego. And they said, would you mind going to San Diego to manage the team? And then you're fired anyway. We're not going to announce it until Monday. And he did. That's the skipper. And I remember that happening. And Bob Melvin, such a nice guy, he did it. But how many guys would know, that
would be hard.
Yeah, you've been relieved of your duties as manager, but, you don't want to announce it. It's like news on Friday. It's not going to get out there, so we're going to wait till Monday.
Well, maybe the better question is, why would you do that if you're Arizona?
Exactly.
That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Cano waits. He's got it, and that's the inning. We are headed to the 8th in Arizona. 3-1 Diamondbacks. Baseball podcast. Join NBC Sports' Jessica Kleinschmidt for unique analysis and big-time guests. It's all the baseball fun you'd want in a podcast. Subscribe now wherever you get your podcast. Brought to you by Wendy's. That's downtown Phoenix, where the ballpark is. Basketball arena is right down there as well. So it's 3-1 D-backs, and the veteran Hector Rondon comes in. Saw Rondon the last couple years with the Houston Astros.
Yes,
before that, the Cubs.
And one thing he has is a good fastball. One thing he doesn't have is Gallen's changeup. So maybe that would help the Athletics.
And that's a first pitch base hit for Machin. Second big league hit, so good start for the A's here in the 8th.
Well, we talked about Zach Gallen, and he pitched very effectively. 3 hits in a run, the home run by Grossman. 7 innings, 97 pitches. But, if you think about it, his record is 0-0. But yet he's now 20 consecutive starts without giving up more than 3 runs in a game. But you'd have to wonder, and we saw with Cueto, Gossman a little bit different, but Cueto on Friday in San Francisco, he was dealing. A's had no chance against him. But pitch count, and was out of the game. The A's took over and ended up winning the game. And the A's hopeful to do that again tonight with a couple more shots. And Machine starts it nicely with a base hit.
Allen swing and a miss. And even though you're getting shut down, you can still have quality at bats. You can still work the pitcher a little bit, and the A's always seem to do that, even if they're getting shut down. Allen a single in the sixth. He's 1 for 2. A good swing there, but he's behind in the count now. 0-2.
Gallen had 5 3-2 counts. He struck out 8, walked just 1, and a whole bunch 2-2 counts. So yeah, pitch count gets up, and that's credit to the Athletics for working and making him throw a lot of pitches. You know, as we said, and it's not always going to come to fruition, but the bottom line, you have comebacks like the A's did Friday and Saturday. 2 runs down, nothing.
And that's a base hit. Headed for the right field corner. Machine headed for third. Ball's picked up by Calhoun. They'll stop Machine at third. And the A's have second and third and nobody out.
And Cap, I think to me, that's the difference in Gallen able to throw his changeup, even 0-2. Instead, Rondon, and Barreto's going to pinch run for Allen. But Rondon basically fastball 2 and 4 seam. Mid-90s with the fastball. Slider, changeup rarely throws. But here's, look at this. This is a fastball at 96. But Allen's up there saying he's going to throw it and I'm going to hit it. And he does. And the fact the A's are down 2, did not want to take a chance even with the speed of Machine. So Allen gets the first hit tonight for the Athletics and gets a big one. And he's just second and third. And, well, just couple of productive outs could be huge for the ball club right now.
Simeon, a pop-up, and it's going to drop foul.
What Marcus can do, the infield's playing back, just get a ground ball to the right side. Ground ball really to anybody except the pitcher and maybe third base. And obviously hit the ball to the right side, you're going to drive in a run, put another run, the tying run at third base.
0-1 pitch, foul back again, 96 miles an hour. So the count 0-2 to Simeon. Ground out, walk, and a single for Marcus so far tonight. Joakim Soria is up, probably up. The A's were to take the lead.
Yeah.
If not, you can leave Wendelken in. 0-2 pitch, popped up right side. Walker's waiting, and he's got it. So Marcus will not be happy with that. He was out in front. So 1-1. And here's Kemp.
Well, that's one thing for the A's this year. Run at third, less than 2 outs. I'm harping on it, but it's so Troy. It's just something that is not been a plus for the Athletics this year. Same situation except for third.
First pitch to Kemp. Swing and a miss.
That's the 2-seam fastball. There's the defense. Third baseman playing in. Otherwise, hit the ball any other place, you're going to score a run and probably get another run at third base. And Diamondbacks should not want to give up a hit through the infield to allow both runs to score.
So the A's need a big hit. 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position tonight. So not a lot of opportunities, but a big one here. Close pitch, a bit low. Gallen goes the 7 innings, gives up the 1 run. So first 20 career starts. He has allowed 3 or fewer earned runs in each of those 20 starts. One away from tying the major league record. Machine started it with a base hit. Allen with a double. It looked like he went. Marvin Hudson says he did not.
If Gallon's on the mound, as Chappie waits, Gallon would probably throw a changeup here, but Rondon very rarely throws it. So you have to look fastball, 4-seam, 2-seam, maybe a slider.
So 3-1 to Kemp. Not close. He walked him. So the A's have him loaded. And
Third baseman,
Chapman coming up.
Matt Herges, pitching coach.
Bases loaded, 1 out, so there is quite a bit of defensive strategy here. What are you going to do?
You know, actually, anybody could have gone out to talk to him because he had a mask on and a jacket. Couldn't tell.
No, we had to do a double take. Matt Herges.
Well, it's got the white mask on, so maybe they go by the color of the mask. So someone in the dugout telling the catcher what to do in certain situations. He had a red one on.
Inside to Matt Chapman. Machine, Barreto, Kemp. And that one just misses inside. Not by a lot, but it is 2-0. Chapman to right field. That's hit pretty well. Calhoun toward the corner, and he's got it. It's going to be deep enough to score Machine. So Barreto will tag up and go to third, so it's a long sacrifice fly for Chapman to make it 3-2.
That's why a productive out by Marcus Semien could have been the difference, but you know, who knows what could have happened at that point. Right now, Torey Lovullo's going to go to his bullpen.
So the sacrifice fly by Chapman makes it a 1-run game, and we have a pitching change in Arizona. We'll be back. Guys are trailing 3-2. But a lot of offense over the weekend, a lot of pitching tonight. So the A's have the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at first, 2 outs. So it'll be lefty on lefty. Andrew Chafin to face Matt Olson. Chafin is the only left-hander that the Diamondbacks have in their bullpen, and he gets used a lot.
Does he have a wild pitch in him?
Almost. Well, Chafin, he can't be a left-handed specialist anymore.
No.
He's still close to being that.
And he's basically a 2-pitch pitcher. Fastball, 4-seam, slider, and that's it. So yeah, that's why he gets used a lot. But you're right, 3-batter minimum on Curtis this time. Different situation. Looked like a strike.
It did. And Olson gets the call. So now it's 2-0. Chafin has pitched in over 70 games each of the last 3 seasons, including 77 last year and 77 in 2018. So he will take the baseball out of the bullpen. Olson, 2-0. We got a fastball. He had a good swing. So it was a challenge by Chafin.
And the Diamondbacks not putting on their normal shift that they do or have done with the righties on the mound with Matt Olson. So I've got 3 singles yesterday. A single right now would be a thing of beauty. Though skipper Bob Melvin talked about getting the home runs back, I think he'd take a single right now.
Olson, little flip job, but Ahmed, the shortstop, missed it.
Oh, my.
He just flat missed it, and this game is tied.
Wow.
So Nick Ahmed, who is one of the slickest fielding shortstops in all of baseball, he just missed it. Maybe got caught in the lights, something, we don't know.
Yeah, I think just backpedaling, going back at it as he did, and Matt Olson just figured that was it, and this is how far he had to go coming in. Peralta, he just assumed, probably just because of what you said, he lost it in something. You're right, Kite, because it looked like he was kind of shading his eyes or trying to, but couldn't do anything with it.
So it's going to be an error on Ahmed, who has won a Gold Glove at shortstop in each of the last 2 seasons.
See the reaction on the bench, and I think it's magic time again. Maybe Kotsay called it. But, you know, here it is, Kite, just like you said, because now the A's have Canna and Grossman and Piscotty, you know, right-handers. Of course, Grossman a switch hitter, but if Ahmed had caught the ball, that was it, and then they could have gone to the closer, who's Archie Bradley.
So the game is tied, and now Canna will try to give the A's the lead with Kemp at second, Olson at first. And the first pitch is inside. So Moreno comes in to score. Canna with a mighty swing, skies one to left. Peralta waits, and he's got it. So the A's scored twice. Get a little help on an error, and it's a 3-3 game as we go to the bottom of the 8th.
Zone.
All right, here's our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 3-5-1 for the A's, 3-7-1 for the Diamondbacks. Bassett 5 hits and 3 runs in 5 1/3. Zach Gallen was good, but he's going to have to deal with a no decision. Peralta's got a home run. Grossman's got a home run, and the A's get an unearned run on a costly error by Nick Ahmed, the shortstop, to tie up the game. So Joakim Soria comes in for his 10th appearance. He's 2-0. He's not allowed a run this year. He's got 14 strikeouts in 9 2/3 innings. And the new catcher for the A's, Sean Murphy. So Escobar leading it off, then Kelly and Cron.
You know, one thing that Bob Melvin has really not been reluctant all season, and granted this is 23rd game for the A's, but anytime there's been situations, he has not been reluctant to pinch run, pinch hit for the catcher, knowing that he only really has 2 catchers. And I'm sure Pinder could be an emergency if necessary should something happen, in this case to Sean Murphy. But I think it's remarkable that both guys able to do their job behind the plate. In case of Allen, he gets a base hit, the pinch run for him.
So Allen, nice job tonight with a couple of hits. Escobar with a good rip, fouls it back. Count is even at 2-2. It's amazing. The A's really don't do much of anything for the first 6 innings, but when you get to the 8th inning, all of a sudden it's tied. Up the middle. That's Kemp, and Kemp throws out Escobar.
Flat-footed.
But Tony Kemp playing right up the middle. Marcus Semien was playing in shallow right field with that shift on.
And fortunately, Soria didn't get a glove or something on it as it went back over the mound. He kind of reached back and nothing happened. And that's when you talk about with all the shifts, turn around and look, see where your infielders are, because if that's over the mound and your second baseman's playing behind second base, the bag itself, you don't want any deflection by going after the ball, which is a natural instinct anyway for a pitcher.
In for a strike to Carson Kelly. Would it be interesting, Ray, to see, let's say the game stays 3-3 with the Diamondbacks bringing their closer for the top of the ninth inning?
Usually that does happen.
Probably.
Yeah, usually that happens.
Archie Bradley is their closer.
But you know the thing that, you remember with the Hall of Famer Nolan Ryan was president of the Texas Rangers, he always sat down by the dugout. Heat, I don't care what the temperature was. But Mike Maddox was his pitching coach, and I never forget, because the pitching coaches have the counters. And of course Nolan is one who's known to throw 150, 160 pitches in a game, so it wasn't a big deal. But he made a statement. He said the pitcher would tell you when he's ready to come out. And in the case of Gallen, as with Cueto on Friday.
So that's
Junior Guerra.
Junior Guerra.
But sometimes the pitch count gets a pitcher out of the game when he's not really lost that much. So it happened Friday. Gossman pitched well into the 6th inning on Saturday. Tonight, Gallen was unhittable, had a no-hitter until Allen got the base hit. He's just trying to keep it at 3, take it to the 9th inning.
In the air, playable for Grossman. Waiting. And he's got it.
Love to see that uppercut swing. No, it might be a park in which the ball carries well. And here's the big boy that gets the uppercut swing. And this is one thing too, Cap. When a catcher, in this case, Allen started tonight, so Murphy is the other catcher. He's sitting on the bench. He's seeing exactly what and how they pitch. Of course, he's in on the meetings as well. So this is not foreign territory for him. Except the backswing gets him in the helmet as he's looking down. But, this is going to be a breaking ball. And we've seen with Cron how he's handled the breaking pitches like that. So if you're in the bullpen, maybe you don't see it as much. Jake Diekman getting loose for the Athletics. But being able to sit on the bench, you can see what is happening. You can talk to the catcher. And so in the case of Cron coming up, you figure still throwing a steady diet of breaking balls. What if Cron's seeing a drop down swerve, hard swerve?
They see it right here. And he's way out in front. So it's going to be a good inning for Joakim Soria, and we are on to the 9th. It's a 3-3 game. So we have reached the 9th inning of a 3-3 game with Robbie Grossman to lead it off. Diamondbacks are going to leave the lefty Chafin in. They want Grossman to hit right-handed. Piscotti and then Machine. First pitch is very high. Grossman a homer in the 7th, also a fly ball and a ground out. That's going to be a base hit for Robbie Grossman. The way he's going, it doesn't matter if he's right-handed, left-handed. He's just hot, and he's been hot.
But his 4 home runs have come against right-handers. Now that Torey Lamalo left him in to turn him around, now he's going to bring in the right-hander to face the right-handed bats. But good job as always by Grossman.
So we got a pitching change, and we will be back.
Kaiser Permanente fans can support a great cause virtually at the Community Corner. Fans can bid on A's memorabilia and make a donation for a special gift. Visit the A's Virtual Community Corner presented by Kaiser Permanente at athletics.com/community corner. Like it.
So the A's have the go-ahead run on base with nobody out. And here's Piscotty. Stefan Crichton is the new pitcher. And good numbers. 1-0 with a 1.86 ERA, 13 punch-outs in 9 2/3 innings. Stefan Crichton. Facing Piscotty. Piscotty, here's that sacrifice bunt that we've seen so much of this year, Ray. And I think I was the guy who said we may never see it again. And Stephen Piscotty.
Well, but you know, he did sacrifice just recently, and he did it on his own. Because, you know, and basically, you know, sometimes they give a sign and say, get him over whatever way you feel comfortable doing it. Normally it's with the runner at second. And where a guy would bunt instead of swinging away. But if Piscotty, and you know, there's nothing wrong with it.
Piscotty 0 for 3 so far tonight. Swing and a miss. He was trying to do what he did on Friday night.
And this is what he did against the Giants, and got the hand up saying, is it enough? It's enough. Front row, baby. Trevor Gott couldn't believe it. 5-run 9th inning. A's won in 10th. He's trying to take the lead in the 9th tonight.
0-2 pitch hit up the middle, but right there, and this is going to be a double play. So Marte, the second baseman, was playing right there. And it goes as a 4-6-3 double play.
Check swing, and that's what happened.
So, just like that, 2 outs. And here's Machin. Machin's got a hit and a run scored. He led off the 8th inning with the base hit, and then he scored. Scored on the sacrifice fly by Chapman. Almost hit him.
That's the case, not wanting to give him the first pitch fastball, so he throws a hard curveball that he throws. Right, has a 2 4 seam fastball, curves, and a split finger fastball.
So lefty and a righty in the A's bullpen. Machin drives one to left field. Hustling back is Peralta, and he tracks it down right in front of the 368 sign. And the A's do not score. Bottom of the 9th coming up. Diamondbacks try to win it. A's going to try to get this to extra innings and start that man at second base.
Well, you look at the line score. Clubs with 1 error, both have been costly. The Diamondbacks help the A's tie the game. Bob Ellen looking at his lineup card.
Looks like he's going to leave Joakim Soria out there for the bottom of the 9th to face Ahmed, and then Cole Calhoun, Ketel Marte. Calhoun, a left-handed hitter. Marte is a switch hitter.
He has Diekman in the bullpen. We saw Diekman warming up next to William Hendricks.
So it could be Soria out there for just Nick Ahmed. Fouls it straight back.
Ahmed would love nothing better than to say, I'll take care of it myself. Considering he made an unusual error. He had a pretty good pitch to hit there. Is Joakim Soria kind of happy that he got away with one.
Ahmed tonight, a walk Ground out and a single. A's have stranded 5 base runners through 9 innings. Diamondbacks have stranded 8 through 8 innings. And that one is lined toward the corner, and this is nothing but trouble. It kicks around in that crazy corner in left field. Grossman gets to it, and Nick Ahmed leads off the bottom of the 9th inning with a double.
Hanging breaking ball.
So with that, Bob Melvin's going to want Diekman to try to keep this game tied. Runner at second, nobody out. So Soria done. Diekman coming in. We'll be back. Double here in the 9th. So Diekman in to face Cole Calhoun. So the game is on the line.
And here's your 3-batter minimum when this comes into effect, and that's why Diekman very important for the Athletics. See, depending what happens in the situation, Calhoun is left-handed. Then you have the switch hitter, like you said, with Marte right, Raw to left. So they're alternating.
So Diekman to face Calhoun. Calhoun has not had a lot of success against left-handed pitching so far this year. He's 1 for 12 with 5 strikeouts, and this is not an easy at bat. So would he bunt?
Very good possibility. If you haven't had success, just 3 for 12 against Diekman, I'd say it's a very good chance. You know, it's really like the 10th inning, only the 9th.
Yep, that's right. That's exactly what it is. No sign of a bunt there. Remember, as I mentioned earlier, the Arizona Diamondbacks do not have a sac bunt this year. They haven't attempted a sac bunt this year. I don't think it's going to happen here. It's the count now 1-1.
And you know, I think there's sometimes, just like what Piscotty did, and you know, granted, analytics say if you bunt, you give it up and out. But in this case, it changes everything, because infield, outfield, everybody has to come in. If you can find a way to get him to third, and maybe the ball of the manager is that swing the bat, and maybe he could drive him in himself. So you have 3 chances of driving him to second base. Not like that, though.
Nope. So the count now 1-2. Ketel Marte, who's a switch hitter, will be next. Tense moments between the A's and the Diamondbacks. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So a very unproductive out by Cole Calhoun.
Nasty slider. This is fastball and this big spinner with, looks like you're coming out of some of the second baseman. So a big spin on that slider. And he threw it exactly where he should have. That's away from the lefty, Calhoun, and threw it hard.
So here's Ketel Marte, 0 for 3 against Diekman in his career. Marte is 6 for 18 against left-handed pitching. So his numbers are better, helps him being a switch hitter, I'm sure. And that one's a base hit left field. Here comes Nick Ahmed, and they're going to hold him up at third. So the third base coach, Tony Perez-Chica, didn't like what he was seeing on the chances for Ahmed with Grossman in left. And now it's first and third, 1 out.
Well, hard and in the gap. And Perez-Chica said, nope, stop it. That's why Robbie Grossman did a good job of charging the ball. Ahmed, it looked like he missed the base. But, you know, here's the decision by the manager. Play back for 2. Potentially walking, so that takes care of that. You got lefty on lefty with Peralta.
And Marte will take the walk. So it will be lefty on lefty. So let's check on David Peralta's numbers against lefties.
Well, this is a strategy.
3 hits and 13 at bats.
This is a strategy session here. You know, you can play the infield and go for the force at the plate, hope for 2.
So everybody's on the same page. And that's Ahmed who is the winning run. So Diekman and Peralta with the game on the line.
Peralta hit the home run off of Chris Bassett. First run of the game for the Diamondbacks. Diekman trying to do what he did to Calhoun.
Helps to get ahead with the bases loaded. And he does a swinging strike by Peralta, and he chased the ball.
And that was a good pitch, good selection, because, you know, we saw Chad Penner yesterday coming off the bench, although Peralta's been in the game. But you're thinking first pitch fastball, and he was swinging like it was going to be a fastball. Unfortunately, it was a slider.
May not be the last one he sees. And he swung and missed again. Nasty pitch. So Diekman gets ahead. He can do a few things.
Throw him another one hard like that, and maybe get him out at 3 hard sliders. By the way, great block by Sean Murphy on that hard slider in the dirt. And that is an important play.
Diekman trying to get the strikeout. And that one is lined into right field. That's a base hit. The Diamondbacks are going to win the game on an 0-2 pitch. David Peralta reached down, got that slider, and knocks in Ahmed, and the Diamondbacks are going to walk it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Unfortunately, he hung it, did not say to throw the same slider that he threw. First 2.
So the Diamondbacks stay hot. They have now won 5 consecutive games. They get themselves over the 500 mark at 12-11. For the Athletics, their 4-game winning streak comes to an end. So, tough night for the Athletics. No fun when you get walked off, and that's what happens tonight here in Arizona. So there's your hero, Peralta. Peralta with a single that won it, also a double and a home run. So he is the offensive hero tonight for the D-backs. So time of game tonight from Arizona was 3 hours and 6 minutes. Final score from Chase Field, the Arizona Diamondbacks 4 and the Oakland Athletics 3. Time now for A's Post Game Live. It's brought to you by Toyota.